What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is my review for Love After Lockup Season 3, Episode 5672, whatever, Episode 50. So we pick up where we left off last week with Brittany and Marcelino down to the house trying to bust the door down. And after they've been sitting out there banging for probably 10-15 minutes, I don't know how long they were out there, all of a sudden the girl that's with Brittany, her business partner, was like, oh, wait a minute, I think I have a key to the door. So miraculously, she's got this key that she didn't know she had while they was banging on the door, begging the man to open up the door. They go inside and they say, we're just here filming. We're here for the purposes of documentation. We want to film what's in the home because their money paid for everything that is in that home. And the guy is like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? And of course, they're arguing. He ended up calling the police. The police showed up and police were like, listen, because his name is actually on everything, like we hear what y'all are saying, we understand what y'all talking about, but his name is actually on the lease, his name is actually on this paperwork, so we cannot allow you to take anything out of this home that he is not willing to let you take. So they ended up only being able to take some of the supplies, like the extra mattresses that they bought for the different bedrooms, and he looks like he actually has people living there. Now the problem is, are they living there for the purposes of what that home was intended, meaning it was supposed to be a sober house, or if you're suspecting that this man is back on drugs, are these people his drug buddies, right? So they end up taking the stuff away, and they're talking about next steps and what they have to do, because they're still upset and they're still, and basically Marcelino is like, listen, this is a step back. It's not, we're not knocked out. We're going to find another home. We're going to do it right this time. We have a mission. We want to help people. We want to help people get clean. And so, we learned a hard lesson, and we're going to do our best to recoup as much of our money as we can. But in the meantime, we're going to keep pushing forward. So good for them. Good for them. I noticed we ain't talked about Brittany's mama this season. Where's she at? Is she clean? I bet you she probably not. Anyway, we're going to pray for her. So then we have Shane and Lacey. So Shane is taking Lacey to the gym. Lacey shows up to the gym like she going on a photo shoot. Shane was like, listen, when I come to the gym, I come to the gym to get it in. I'm coming here to work. I ain't here to be cute. And Lacey is there, but she is there more or less to spy on him and to see what's really going on. So he's trying to show her how to work out. Child, she ain't paying him no mind. She's like, whatever. Okay, so this is what you do for real? Okay. So then a chick comes in and starts talking to Shane. And Shane is talking to her, and they're having a whole conversation. Now, on one hand, the conversation is it's pretty much innocent. But you know what you should have done, Shane? What you absolutely should have done was you should have turned to your wife and said, hey, so-and-so, this is my wife. Hey, Lacey, this is so-and-so. She works out at the gym all the time. We see each other every day. Like, because at the end of the day, even if you're not suspicious, even if you don't think your husband is cheating on you, that's just the polite thing to do. So, of course, he didn't do that. And the minute the girl walked away, Lacey comes over and Lacey's like, what the hell is that about? And Lacey is like mumbling to him because she was like, I don't want to cause a scene, but I need you to understand. She was like, is this the reason why you don't want to sleep with me? Because you're sleeping with her? He was like, what are you talking? Like, no, like, she just comes to the gym. We're gym buddies. Like, what are you talking about? She was like, I'm trying not to make a scene, but I swear to goodness, I will throw this barbell at your forehead. Well, she didn't say all of that, but I feel like that's what she was thinking. And so she ends up leaving out the gym, and she was like, you get home the best way you can. He was like, what? So he follows her out. He was like, you just gonna leave me at the gym? Like, what is wrong with you? And so she was like, listen, I don't know what you got going on. I don't know who you have it going on with, but I don't trust you. I don't trust her. I don't trust this. And at the end of the day, I went through your phone and I saw your messages. He was like, wait, what? What are you doing going through my phone? So now, of course, she looking crazy because you ain't have no reason to go through that man's phone. And that's pretty much where we left it. Now, of course, while all of this is going on, Lacey is in her confessionals talking about how she want to see John and how, no, Shane doesn't know that I'm still talking to Sean. And if he knew, it would be a problem. You think? You think it'd be a problem, Shane? And of course they had to, Lacey, and of course they had to give us all the flashbacks of the Shane, Lacey, John saga from when she put that man out the house with his stuff in the trash bag. Like, it was just a lot, right? But anyway, that's them, child. So then we have Deontay and Nicole. Listen, The first thing that Deontay notices is that Nicole has lost a lot of weight. He says she looks bad. He said it's only been about 4 months and she looks really bad. Now, of course, she told him that she done had COVID twice. And he was like, I don't believe that. I don't believe her ass done had COVID twice. Like I said, I ain't gonna sit here and say that she lying, but I'm gonna say, first of all, that you need to praise God every day that you was lucky that you caught it twice and you are still alive. Second of all, what you doing that you done caught it twice in 4 months? So then she starts talking to him about how, Tia thinks that she has like a whole anxiety attack. And I don't know if the anxiety attack is because she's trying to remember her lines and she can't remember what she's supposed to be saying, or the anxiety attack is like legit an anxiety attack because she know her ass about to lie, or if she was high off some shit. Like, I ain't figured it out yet. So Deontay is like, what is wrong with her? And I think because he dealt with his ex-girlfriend who was on drugs, I think that he sees some things in Nicole that is giving him some flashbacks. And of course, we know that his biggest fear is that Nicole is going to go away and be gone. And he was like, maybe I didn't fight hard enough for her. I don't understand. How did this happen? Boy, you ain't fight. It wasn't that. Listen, you could have fought until the end. You could still be fighting that war, okay? You could be fighting like them Japanese soldiers up in the woods that still think World War II is happening. Like, you could be fighting that long, okay? And I promise you, it wouldn't have changed nothing. It wouldn't have changed a thing. Then Nicole starts talking about, Nicole was like, well, I mean, why don't you think about the three-way relationship, because I really love you and I really love Tia and I really would like for all of us to, basically be one big happy poly family. And Deontay was like, yeah, that's not going to happen. Now, I feel like if Tia looked like Nicole, meaning very feminine, I feel like Deontay might be open to the idea, but I just think that he's not attracted to Tia, and he's like, yeah, no, that's not happening. And Nicole was like, well, will you think about it? And he's like, I'll think about it, but I don't think he really gonna think about it. I think he just didn't want to come right out and say no. So then he gives her a ride home, and on the way home, she starts talking about how broke they are and how they don't have no money, and they're broke, and they're broke, and they don't have no money, and she had to cancel her boob job because they don't have no money. And he was like, oh, okay, so that's what this is about. She just gonna ask me for some money, okay. But she never does, which actually threw him off because he was like, wait a minute. I'm waiting for her to ask me for some money, but she ain't asking me for no money. Huh. So then he ends up offering her money. But to her credit, she still didn't take it. But I was like, see, that's that long con. She reeling him in. She reeling him in. That is that long con. Deontay, don't fall for that shit. Do not fall for it. Because that's the con, bruh. That's the con. Anyway, ultimately, he said that their final words was that, he was thinking about it. Sarah and Sean. So Sean gave Sarah the ultimatum, okay? Now let me say this. I felt one way about this whole Sarah situation, and I'm starting to feel a little bit differently. So Sarah's thing is, look, I like Sean. I appreciate Sean. I appreciate everything that Sean did for me. But once I got out of jail, I had some things I needed to do. I needed to reconcile some things. I had missed 4 years of my daughter's life. I needed to reconnect with her. I needed to be a mother to her. And she needed to feel like I was her priority, that she was my priority. So me running around town with a man that nobody knew, nobody met him, don't nobody know nothing about you, probably wasn't the best move. Also, she's probably trying to build trust back up with her family. Like, she's living with her mom, but I'm sure that there's something there that she has to, because I'm sure she was in a lot of trouble doing a lot of stuff before she, went to jail for the manslaughter situation. At one point in the episode, we see her talking to her mom and being very upset and crying and just talking about how hard living with that has been. At the end of the day, you caused someone's death. And she says she has never had an opportunity to speak to the family, to let them know how bad she feels and how horrible she really, really feels about it. So now you have Sean pressuring you, saying, listen, I moved here to be with you. I don't understand. I haven't seen you since you got out of jail, and I'm starting to feel a little used. I'm starting to feel some kind of way. Now, part of what she's saying, I understand. She was like, but I didn't ask you to move here. She was like, and we talk every day. Like we're like I know I haven't seen you and we haven't been able to connect, but I haven't ghosted you. Like we talk every single day and we're having good conversations and we're continuing to get to know each other. And from her point of view, it's like, listen, I feel like when she was in jail, she said a lot of shit because it sounded good. Yeah, I'm gonna have a little bit of phone sex with you. Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna do all these things. Yeah, we're gonna pull over the car in a field of daisies and make love in the back seat. Like all that's cute and good and that's real Harlequin romancy. But when it really, when she got out, I think the reality hit her like, I don't know this dude. And I'm really sitting in a car with this stranger. I don't know him. So I kind of feel a little bit different. I feel like she's not totally scamming him. Now I do feel like she's still enjoying what he does for her. Okay. So he gave her an ultimatum and was like, listen, either you meet me, I'm going to send you an address, and either you meet me there at the designated time, or this is over. And she was like, really? You giving me an ultimatum? He was like, yeah. He said, because it's not fair to me. It's been, I think at this point, it had been a couple of months. He was like, and I don't see you. I mean, I got a job. I got some place to live. Like, I'm not destitute or nothing. But like, I really did a lot to be with you. Now, mind you, he's still lying to her ass because she still doesn't know that he got 6 whole kids. And she don't know his real age. So you putting a whole lot on her and you ain't giving her nothing in return. I find that to be very interesting, Mr. Sean. But she does end up meeting him. They end up meeting up and, having a good conversation. And she says, listen, I probably could have handled this better, but I really need you to hear me when I say, listen, everything I just told y'all, I had to reconnect with my child, yada, yada, yada. And he's like, I hear you, I understand. And then he says, when am I meeting your family and your daughter? Sir, calm down. She literally just said to you, I need to slow this down. I need to move silently. Then she said, well, you can take me to go get a tan. You can pay for that. So then, of course, now his antenna's back up. He's like, so is she really just out is she just using me? Like, I don't know how I feel about that. And I can understand where he's coming from with that. We know what he just went through with the other crazy chick, child. Brittany and Ray. Y'all, I think Ray needs some counseling. I really feel like Ray is depressed. Like, he always seems so monotone and he always seems so quiet. And I am really worried about Ray. Like, is Ray okay? And I'm not even playing. I'm so serious. So Brittany decides that it is time for Ray to meet her mom. Like, this is enough is enough. This has been, he's been here for months. He's got a job. He's doing well. My dad has met him. My sister has met him. And it is time for Ray to meet him. So she decides that it's a good idea to roll up on her mama. Don't tell her that she bringing Ray. She leave Ray in the car outside while she go inside to tell her mama. I felt so bad for this man because the mother was like, I'm not meeting with him. She said, it's too soon. She said, I'm not meeting with him until he has had, what she say, 4 months worth of paychecks or 4 paychecks, until she said, if he can come home and he can work for four straight paychecks and not get no trouble and not get fired or quit, then maybe I'll think about sitting down and talking to him. She said, listen, I did not raise you to take care of no man. I raised you to be able to take care of yourself. I said, you better say a word, mama. When she said that, I was like, yes, mama. And Brittany, for her credit, she was defending Ray. She was defending the situation. She was like, listen, he's doing this, he's doing that. He's really working hard. He's really trying. And mama was like, okay, I hear you, but I'm not talking to him today. So mind you, this whole time this conversation is happening, Ray is sitting outside in the car. So she finally comes back outside and she has to tell him that, my mom said that, she still needs more time and you need to work a little bit longer at your job before she'll be able to see you. So how do you think that made that man feel? He was like, damn, like, she wouldn't even come to the door, nothing. Like, I mean, parents love me. I've always gotten along with parents. They love me once they get to know me. He was like, dang, she could have at least gave me a chance. She could have at least talked to me. So they get back to the house, and now Brittany wants a baby, talking about I'm ovulating and, my time is running out. Now, this man just got rejected by your mom. He's depressed about the fact that his paycheck looked like he ain't did nothing all day. He's really processing all of that he has on him, and you continuously put more and more pressure on him. This man was like, I am not a sperm donor. She was like, you're my sperm donor. He was like, no, I'm not. Then the very last thing she says is, well, I do have a secret I've been keeping from Ray. Girl, I'm over it. We are 20 episodes into this season. What secret you got, girl? What you ain't telling Ray? Anyway, that is pretty much where the episode ends. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.